Hey guys, it's Katie at scrappinkaty.ctmh.com, and I have a fun layout to share with you using a tried and true technique but a different little spin on it. Now right here I have a butterfly that I've cut using the Stitch Together Cricut collection that's exclusively sold through a Close to My Heart consultant, and I've already cut those off camera. And so where my paper piecing comes in is I took this little hexagon from the Aurora scrapbooking stamp set, and I've cut a bunch of coordinating either cardstocks or pattern papers from the Stitch Together line, and I'm just going to paper piece them on top of this butterfly cutout. Now in the end you will not be able to see this butterfly as it is right here, so make sure you stick around to the end of this video to check out how this all comes together. So right here I'm just laying these out to see how I want them on my layout, and then I will start to glue them all down. So right here I've glued them all down. Now I'm going to turn this over, and you barely can see the butterfly on there, but I need to cut off this left edge to make a straight edge so it will look right on my layout. So I'm just going to put this butterfly into my paper trimmer, and I'm going to trim that left edge off. But then for the most part, the rest of these hexagons are going to stay intact just like they are shown. So I've cut off those edges, and then I am going to turn that back over, and then I'm going to bring in my base page and my Versamat. Now I'm using the Versamat because I want to make sure that I get that butterfly with those hexagons on it. I want to make sure that I get that lined up on that left side, and that needs to be 1/4 of an inch from the left side, so when I come in and bring that white daisy overlay, then you can see the butterfly come to life. So I have a little bit of tape adhesive on the back of these hexagons, and I'm just going to make sure that left edge is good, and then I'm going to push everything down. I'm going to bring in this overlay, and there is my paper pieced butterfly. Isn't she so pretty? I love how this turned out. And again, this may not really be the paper piecing technique that you are used to, but I love it. So I do quickly see that there's just a little bit, there's a spot missing right there at the top of that right wing. So I'm going to grab some of all my scraps, and I'm going to try to cover that up just so it is uniform with the rest of the butterfly. So I found a little scrap. I'm going to apply some tape adhesive, and then I'm going to go ahead and get that tacked down. And so now we should be complete on all those hexagons, and then I'm just going to fill in some of these outer hexagons that don't have any adhesive under them. Just kind of make sure everything is glued down, so when I take my big butterfly piece and apply tape adhesive, I don't have any loose spots. So I'm just applying tape adhesive on the back of this butterfly overlay, if you will, just making sure that I hit all the high points as well as the edges of those butterfly wings. And then I'm going to adhere that down with 1/4 of an inch all the way around that 12 by 12 base page. And then here is this cute little body that I also cut. Now remember that this butterfly is a part of the Stitch Together exclusive Cricut collection. I'll link my affiliate link down below. And then all the papers are from the Stitch Together paper, which is only available on my website in the online only section, and I'll link that as well. Right here for this cute little butterfly body, I am using some thin 3D foam tape just to add some dimension but not make it too bulky. And then I'm just going to trim down some tiny pieces to put at the end of her antennas. And so for my photos, I have two options. I've pulled a couple of 3x4s, and then I've also pulled 3 3x3s. And I'm really thinking I am liking the 3x3s. So then I'm going to try to figure out how to decorate all that white space. So I've pulled out the July 2020 stamp of the month. It's called For a Beautiful Friend. And if you're familiar with Close to My Heart's stamp of the months, it is a stamp set offered exclusively during the month of July, and it is only $5 with a $50 qualifying purchase. So it's got a few hearts. I'm just taking those hearts, inking those up in candy apple ink, And then I'm going to create kind of a triangle with them just to kind of break up some of that white space. So now I'm going to try to incorporate one of the sentiments. So I've got a couple of sentiments that come with this stamp of the month, but I have decided to use this one, and I'm going to trim it apart. Now, I trim my stamp sets rather frequently. Not only does it allow you to kind of stamp them and ink them up in different colors without masking them off, but it also allows you just a little bit of versatility, and I love that. So I'm just going to be inking this up in sapphire ink and stamping that right along the inside of that right wing. Now, I did curve it ever so slightly just so it kind of just goes along the edge of that wing. Now, one of the other images in the July stamp of the month has these cute little hearts. I've already cut apart that image for another project, so I'm just going to take that tiny little heart and pull out some smoothie ink. I'm going to go ahead and finish off the triple hearts there, and then I'm going to add hearts at the end of that sentiment on the wing, and then just one right on the inside. And I am loving how this came together. I could have put some paint splatter like I like to do with our shimmer brushes, but in the end, I really just like the clean, simple look of this, and I'm loving those paper pieced hexagons in the middle of this butterfly. So now I just want something on the right side of that 3x3 photo well that it's kind of catty corner. So I've pulled out the tiniest little butterfly from the July stamp of the month. I'm going to ink that up in Lagoon and go ahead and stamp that down. And then off camera, I have taken a blue gel pen and kind of made a trail of not really smoke, I don't know what you call it, but there that layout is, and it is finished. Again, I will link everything down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you'd like to subscribe, I would love to have you hang around.